Hello, dear viewers. I am a global nationalist. I support nationalism in my country, India, and in all countries around the globe. Today, I will be making a special video about the victory of the Chennai Super Kings against the Kolkata Knight Riders in the IPL final, and Chennai Super Kings becoming champions of the IPL for the season of 2021, the 14th season of the IPL. And I want to talk about the IPL's impact on India in general. Now, um, first of all, I want to congratulate CSK for their victory because it's a very hard fought victory. In the previous season, they had lost their match. The season they did not qualify for the qualifiers, and it was their worst performance ever. So for them to come back in this manner is brilliant, just outstanding, and inspirational actually. It motivates me to work harder and do better in not just as a YouTuber, but in other areas of life as well. Now, why I'm talking about this is because I think that this is a historical moment for sports in India, for specifically cricket in India, and cricket being the most popular sport in the nation. Anything that happens to it is that is of historical significance will have an impact on India as a country as at large, especially on India as a sporting country. Now, this is the reason why this victory is so special is because it is probably the final season for several players of the CSK, such as Dwayne Bravo, MS Dhoni, Suresh Raina, and maybe Faf du Plessis, who are all older players and are probably past their prime, and so it's possible that they will not be playing next year, and so this is a perfect send off for them, especially for MS Dhoni, because while the others might will still continue to play cricket, some of them are still international players like Dwayne Bravo. Dhoni and Dhoni is retired from international cricket and only plays IPL. So if this is his last match, then this is last match in cricket forever. So this is, I think, the perfect way for Captain Cool to go. And as a fan of Dhoni, not a mega crazy fan, but a fan, I like him. And as a fan of CSK, I'm very happy for them and very proud of the team. This is a great moment for CSK fans, and I want to congratulate them. And quite frankly, I can't stop congratulating them. CSK, CSK. I remember when in the first now why this will have an impact is because this brings somewhat an end to an era of in Indian cricket, the era of cricket during the 2010s. This it brings to an end the careers of De Villiers, AB De Villiers from RCB, because he's also retired from international cricket. It brings to an end uh, players from other franchises like who are getting old, and basically the international level players who played during the 2010s from and late 2000s, from the beginning of the IPL till now. That batch of players, this is their for several of them, this is their last IPL, and I think their absence is going to seriously have a strong effect on the sport, because there'll be vacancies that the youngsters will have to fill, And I think this is one area where Chennai has done well. They found good youngsters like Ruturaj, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Shardul Thakur, Deepak Chahal, and others who have performed phenomenally and ably assisted the seniors, and they will be able to. I'm confident if they are retained or bought again by just one more thing I want to say is that actually I have several things to say, not just one. CSK is, I think, is without doubt the most consistent team of the IPL. They have got into 9 finals, have finished second place more than any other team, and they're only once have they not qualified for past the league stage in the qualifying rounds, and they're really a phenomenal team. This is their fourth championship. One, two, three, four IPL trophies. They thoroughly deserve it, and I hope that if Dhoni resigns, or not resigns but retires, then that they can find another captain. I think a good captain might be uh, an older player who's not too old but is still can manage the team. I think for next few years, for at least 4 more years or 5 years. An example of that would be, I think, someone like uh, maybe Robin Uttappa, who's 35, so he can play for at least until he's 38, and he played well in this season. Faf du Plessis is someone I think that they should retain. He was a great opener. He almost got the orange cap, which went to the other opener, Utraj Gaikwad, and he basically he was the man of the match in the final, which shows that he's somebody who can play the big games. And I think as a captain, that's a strong quality, and he'll be able because he would is after and sorry he is one of the oldest members in the team, around 36, and so he'll probably play for another 2 years. But during that time, he can groom young players so that he can uh, bring us another young player as the captain to become the long-term captain for CSK for the next 10 years. So I think what CSK needs to do is have allow for a transition period from the old guard to the young guard. They can have somebody some of the members of the old team should be retained. They can retain maximum of 3 players. I think who they should retain certainly is they can retain either one foreigner or and 2 Indians, or foreigners and 1 Indian. But they have to retain at least 1 Indian. That's the main reason why that policy was made by the BCCI, so that the Indians are and somewhat favored and supported by their franchises. So I think that the main strength for CSK in this uh, tournament for the batting side was the opening partnership and the top order in general of the opening partnership of Faf du Plessis and Gaikwad gave them solid starts almost every game. And Moeen Ali as number 3 or sometimes number 4, with Robin Uttappa coming as number 3, well, did very well, and so did Uttappa. So yeah, I think that the 3 people who should be retained are, however, also another are Faf du Plessis, Ruturaj Gaikwad, and Ravindra Jadeja. I think I am tempted to give Jadeja the captaincy because he's 33 and he's a brilliant player. He's a good bowler, good batsman, and an outstanding fielder. And he's an all rounder, complete all rounder. So I think that would make him a good captain, but he's also a very free spirited player. Someone who likes playing with his gut, doesn't uh, like take too much pressure on himself. So I think that captaincy might wear him down, and it's best to let him play freely. So I think out of these three, it should be Duplessis. He'll be the elder statesman, and I think after 2 years, he can give the captaincy. He can retire and give the captaincy to a younger player. Now, who should I Chennai buy back? Um, that depends again on this will be done in the mega auction for IPL 2022, and this is an auction where the teams will have to release all their players except three. Hence, the three I said that should be retained by CSK. And who they should buy back, I think, should be they should focus on buying back most of the young players that they have. Like for foreigners, I think they should buy back Sam. They can have at least, I think, six to six foreigners in their whole team. I'm somewhere around that. Much less than the number of Indian players. So I think they should buy back Sam Curran. He's in his early 20s, very young, and is a developing player. Has played some good innings in batting and has bowled well, but still needs to develop. And I think if continues staying part of CSK, he'll improve. So he's someone we should keep. Or we should at least buy back. Another person we should buy back would be if he's released, Robin Uttapa. He should be bought back. He was outstanding this season and can still play for a few more seasons. And uh, Moin Ali definitely has to be bought back. He's perfectly as a number three batsman and or number four batsman. So he's someone who has to be bought back. And Shardul Thakur should be bought back. He's a great bowler and a decent batsman, good all rounder. Lord Shardul Thakur for a reason. He changes the game. He's a game changer and match winner. So he's essential. And I think Josh Hazelwood as a fast bowler, the fastest bowler for CSK, should be bought back. And so that would be for the foreigners. That would be Sam Curran and Moin Ali and Josh Hazelwood and Faf du Plessis to as for foreigners. Two other foreigners that they can keep. Maybe someone like Lunginagiri, and yeah, I don't think of any, can't think of any other foreigner that they should keep. Most of their best players are Indians. Other Indians that Indian players that they should keep are um, Ambati Rayudu. He was one of the top five or six scorers of this season and is pretty consistent, even though he's not a major striker. And yeah, so these are the players I think should be retained. Now, I think the most important thing that kind of player that CSK should buy is somebody who's a big striker of the ball and of like a world class fast bowler or a spinner, one of the two. Um, they're essential that because CSK's has a great batsman, but with who will probably retire, so will Bravo, and these are the two big hitters of CSK. So without them, they'll need other batsmen who can strike the ball at a high strike rate, at least 150 plus, or at least 140 plus at will. And so that's essential. One play batsman like that, because I think that's been CSK's problem throughout the years. They've not had someone explosive like Glenn Maxwell or Chris Gale at the top, and that could really help them. And they also need a fast bowler who is like a Lasik Malinga type, who just takes wickets at will and is deadly fast and is almost and possible to hit. And they also, if they can't get a world class speedster like that, then they should get a spinner like uh, someone like Sunil Narayan. If Narayan is for some strange reason released by KKR, then CSK should snap him up because he's he would be a very good he's a very good spinner. And if Ashwin is available, if Delhi Capitals release him, then CSK have to bring him back. He would just be a great addition to the team. He was part of the team and was part of the squad that won the 2010 and 11 tournaments. So it would be nice to have him back. He's a world class spinner at the Test cricket. And yeah, this is what I think CSK should do. And now I want to talk about the IPL in general and uh, how this is how what impact it's had on India. The IPL is the biggest sports league in India, without a doubt. It brings about like thousands of crores of rupees to the Indian government, to the Indian economy. It supports, uh, it gives employment to a large number of people directly by employing cricketers and the support staff of the teams, and indirectly by creating an ecosystem for people to sell the merchandise of their teams, to sell food and water and food and drinks and other stuff in the stadiums, and they help create support advertising companies and media houses. So it's had has a great impact on the economy. Has helped many Indian cricketers to come out of poverty. It's created quite a few rags to riches stories, and has inspired uh, Indians to create leagues for other sports, even though other sports are not as popular as cricket. And however, making these leagues like the Indian Super League, which is India's football league, and the Pro Kabaddi League and other leagues, has made the other sports increasingly popular. And I hope that this continues and we can continue to develop IPL, that it hopefully it can get to the point where it becomes the number one league in the world, eclipsing the NBA. That it can be, and I'm glad that two more teams are coming in, probably from Gujarat and UP. I'm, but I do wish that they would add some teams from other parts of India like Northeast and Kerala. But this is good. Other than Delhi and Punjab, there aren't many teams that are directly in from North India. So other So having UP will be good, and Gujarat as India's most western country, most western state, should be good if they can have a team of their own, and it'll make the team. It might make the league more competitive because uh, they'll have to release all the teams will have to release more of their players, and it'll be difficult for any team to uh, get all the best players on their side. So I really think that IPL has a chance of becoming the biggest league in the world, and I wish all the players in the IPL and all the teams, not just Chennai, but all the teams, and the BCCI at large, and the IPL sponsors and administrative staff. I wish them good luck for the next decade, and hope that they can take the IPL to new heights. I think that this is exactly what India needs, Indian sport needs, and that other Indian leagues will also benefit if IPL becomes more successful. So yeah, thank you for watching my video. Vande Mataram.